Yeah.
So at that point, because you don't want to be too harsh and go hard, because that could harden a person's heart. Like, oh, and then it could come off as judgment versus you holding somebody accountable in love of Christ.
Absolutely.
Because if you come off too harsh, even though they're wrong, but if you come off too harsh, it's like, oh, they came off too harsh, which means they don't love me, but you do love them. You just came off harsh.
Yeah.
So if you come off harsh, you can lose that person with their walk in the spirituality and the love of Christ. They could be gone because of the simple words, right? I think we don't understand how powerful words are, and God tells us the word is the word is the truth, the beginning is the word. So everything in the Bible is the truth. Words are very powerful.
Yes.
And the simple direction, if somebody is harsh versus soft and gentle with their words, or like night and day.
True.
And
True.
that's what I gather with it from, right?
I like that, what you
Yeah.
said. Let me jump in here. So I'm going to read this from the Amplified
Hopefully that
version.
answers your question.
I think so, but I want to go in one more layer and then we can. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any sin, this is again Galatians 6:1. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any sin, you who are spiritual, that is, you who are responsive to the guidance of the Spirit, are to restore such a person in a spirit of gentleness, not with a sense of superiority or self-righteousness, keeping a watchful eye on yourself so that you are not tempted as well. I think, I mean, obviously it's describing grace, but one thing that I just can't help but think of is like me being the person on the other side of being held accountable, right? Like, not that I'm holding someone accountable, but that someone's holding me accountable. And I would hope that they would do it very gently, because maybe I do know that I'm in sin and I'm just, rocking with it. And, but maybe I don't know. And so, I mean, either way, I don't want somebody to come at me all heavy. Like, I want them to get me out, but I don't necessarily want it to feel bad. Like you're in sin. Like it is what it is. Like it's gonna happen. But I don't want to be sort of like slapped out of sin or punched out of sin. Bring me back gently, because because the gag is you gonna be in sin too at one point. So if you're correcting me and you're doing it gently, now I know how to correct you. And when you're in a relationship with someone, as far as like having a long friendship or relationship with someone, you kind of know what to say, what to do, just from learning them. Like, okay, I don't want so and so to get upset about this, or I don't want them to freak out. Like, let me just use what I know about them to carefully help them. But it also says being careful not to fall in with your, in yourself. So it is a little bit of a risk there. And it kind of reminds me of that Inside Out movie. Isn't that funny that this has come up several times in the last few days or weeks? But the sadness character, whatever she touched would turn blue. It's almost like she was spreading, she was spreading. But I noticed that the other characters, when they touched stuff, it didn't really do that. So she must have been doing something. But anyway, it's a cartoon, guys. But what I realized is, like, you have to just kind of like get in there and get out, because you don't want it to affect you so much that now you got two of you in sin now. You're supposed to be in here helping this other person out. But I think it's a fine balance between, like, just like, maybe it's just a matter of just making a suggestion or just using what you know about the person to help them, because with the understanding that they're going to hopefully help you at some point, right? Like, what does that look like for you? I kind of would just look at it like that, especially if I didn't know the person. Like, how would I want this to come across to me? How would I want somebody to tell me this? How would I want somebody to help me? I would want it, okay, so I would want it like this. Sometimes it's a matter of just addressing it right out. Like, I don't want to come across harshly, but I want to be obedient to God, and I feel compelled to say this to you, and I hope that doesn't come off bad. But that's just, and then we can let it go from here. So, I mean, I think it's a work in progress too. So that's a great question. Okay, wait, we have more